Merry Christmas, fellow nerds, for it is the festive time of year, and that means that we are about to go into even quieter than normal mode as we all celebrate the holidays with our families. However, we have taken this chance to put together a list of the nerdiest things that we are most looking forward to about 2025. So please do join us as we each count down a top 5 or 6 or 10, who knows, we'll find out. But as we each count down our favourite nerdy upcoming things. Okay, so here are the 5 things I am most looking forward to about 2025 and all of the nerdy things that are going on. So in at number 5, we have the High Elf release for Warhammer The Old World. I'm a massive High Elf fan. They were my first Warhammer army, and I have been waiting patiently for this for ages, and they've kept them back, and they are going to be released next year, but first we have to wait for a new year release of the Empire of Man. Going by Games Workshop's current release pattern for this, it will be 3 months after that, so March, April at the latest, depending on when in January they release the Empire, that we'll see the High Elves. But I'm looking forward to getting my hands on some of the classic range, especially some classic metal miniatures, because I've got some regiments I need to fill out from my old collection. I'm looking forward to getting the Arcane Journal, because these give a faction a real boost and a real dose of variety in the old world, and I cannot wait. So yes, High Elf release March, April 2025, here we go. But in at 4 then, I am looking forward to Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 3. I am loving this show so far. I liked Discovery, I loved Picard. Strange New World is more in the classic Trek mould, a bit different to both of these, a little bit more of the adventure of the week with a bit of an ongoing plot, which is nice as well, but it looks beautiful. The cast are great, it is witty, it's funny, it is well written, it is high production values. I think it's fantastic. I cannot wait for more of that. That one, spring or summer, depending. Normally, sort of not quite the middle of the year, I think we expect that to turn out, so that's good. So, in at number 3 is Daggerheart by Critical Role. Daggerheart is their answer to Dungeons & Dragons. It is a brand new role-playing game designed for long-form narrative campaigns. It uses an innovative hope and fear system, and you roll, for the most part, d12 dice, although the Dungeon Master tends to roll a d20 as well. It is a really interesting game. I DM'd our one attempt at playing it on the channel. It was originally meant to be a one-shot. We never finished it. We're expecting to do more at some point. But importantly, it was really exciting. Combat is innovative. Skill checks are really good. The succeeding or failing with hope or fear really brings a new element to the game, and it was just really good. So in spring of 2025, that's going to be released. I'm going to get my hands on the full copy, and we are going to find a way to put a Daggerheart campaign on the channel. But thank you, Critical Role. Dungeons and Dragons is great, but it's nice to have variety. It really is, and this looks to be a brilliant game. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Okay, in at number 2, and this one is a potential for 2025. It might push into 2026, but we're going to go with it anyway because I love it. X-Men 97 Season 2. X-Men 97 was the best thing on television last year as far as I'm concerned. It was gorgeous. It was beautiful to look at. It was magnificently written. The acting was superb. The drama and the action and the devastation. And if you haven't watched it, watch it now. Watch it immediately. Stop watching this video and go and watch it now. My God, what a good series. So it ended on a wonderful cliffhanger. I won't put spoilers in because this show is worth watching from start to finish. For those of you who don't know, X-Men 97 is an animated cartoon from Disney that continues the wonderful X-Men animated cartoon of the 90s. X-Men 97, so called because it takes place in 1997, which is just after the original cartoon ended. And It's an absolutely glorious show. I've said it all. It's marvellous. It's beautiful. It is heart-wrenching. Best television of the year last year, bar none. Now, it might make it in the winter. It might make it around Christmas of next year. If it doesn't, it will be early 2026. But I want it next year, so it is in at number 2, because my God, it was brilliant. And that leaves number 1, and something I've already covered a lot on the channel, and I will be covering a lot more on the channel as we ramp up towards this. This is The Wheel of Time Season 3. Now, The Wheel of Time is my personal favourite series of books. It is life-changing in the world it gave me, and the immersion and the escape and all of the things that a good book should do. The TV series has had its ups and downs. Season 1 did its best in COVID circumstances and with a whole new production team and trying to grapple with fitting this epic story in more than one of the 14 books into a mere 8-episode arc. Season 2, on the other hand, brilliant. 99% of everything knocked out of the park, and that's all you can ask for any show. Now, season 3 comes out on the 13th of March. We have an actual date for this one. No random seasons here. No, we've got a date. 13th of March. Cannot wait. Another 8-episode run, and this one is going to be covering book 4, which by many of the readers is to be considered the best book in the series. There are so many action pieces, so many superb bits to go. I'm so excited to see it. Cannot wait. Please do check my trailer review that is on the channel already. There will be more as more information gets released, and you better bet that every time there's a clip or a trailer or an episode, I'm going to do a reaction and review and a breakdown to all of them, because this is just my thing. I can't wait. So yeah, number 1, The Wheel of Time. And my wild card, because who doesn't want a wild card? What I want from 2025 is I would like very much for Amazon to announce a Stargate project. A TV project, not a movie, and I'd like it to continue the TV universe, please. Because the TV universe of SG-1, Atlantis, and what was the other one called? Infinity? Universe, sorry, Stargate Universe, that one. The TV universe of those 3 shows is brilliant, and there's plenty more stories to tell. So please, Amazon, let's have a Stargate. Right, that's all from me. Over to my colleagues.
Hello. So, my pick for the 5 things that I'm most looking forward to in 2025. First up, I think we've got Fallout Season 2. Now, that's not first up in the year. That is the first thing that I'm looking forward to next year. So, I don't think we've got an actual release date confirmed as of yet. But for those that have watched, and if you haven't watched it, go and watch Season 1, because Season 1 is fantastic. It is one of the best adaptations of a video game I think there has been. But what we do know is that this is going to be set in New Vegas, or at least some of it is, because that's what they teased at the end of Season 1. And New Vegas was one of my, possibly still is, one of my favourite Fallout games. And what is great about Season 2, it's going to give us a canon ending, I hope, to the game. So the game gave us 5 options of how we could end it, who'd have control of New Vegas and that whole area. And what I believe will be the case is that the Mr. House ending will be the canon ending, because it'd be weird for them to introduce him in Season 1 to not then have him be in control in Season 2 and have like the Mr. House that's in there. Anyway, yeah. So very much looking forward to Season 2 of Fallout, because Season 1 was excellent. My next pick, and again these are in no particular order, so my level of excitement is, I don't know what I'm most excited for, but I'm excited for all these things I'm about to tell you. So my next one will be Grand Theft Auto 6, which I don't think we're going to get till the back end. Now they said autumn 2025, but I think it's going to be pushed a bit, so December 2025. I hope, fingers crossed, still be 2025, but yeah, I think it'll be pushed a little bit. Anyway, I had a little look earlier. It will have been 12 years since we had GTA 5, so I don't think there's been a GTA gap between games that's been as long as that. And what GTA is great at is poking fun at the stupid things that happen in day-to-day life. in our day-to-day lives. It poking fun at society for all the just silly things that we do that we don't sort of realise. So yeah, I'm interested to see all that stuff. The gameplay is always good in GTA. Graphics are going to be, I mean, if you've not watched the trailer, please go and watch the trailer. I think I did a reaction to it. The graphics look amazing, and it's going back to Vice City, which was a fantastic setting and was one of the best Grand Theft Autos there's been. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of callbacks to that GTA we get in this new one. But yeah, very much looking forward to playing that. Number 3, I think I've got to say the Mighty Nein series. Now, for all of you that don't know who the Mighty Nein are, they are the team of heroes, or would-be heroes, that's the Critical Role YouTube D&D playing group play as. So their campaign 2 is all around this group of heroes, but I'd say call them would-be heroes because they're more like a team of misfits. Very cool story. It'll be much like The Legend of Vox Machina, if you've seen that on Amazon Prime. I think it's on Amazon Prime again. I imagine it'll follow a similar art style because they are in the same universe, same world, and spoiler alert, they do cross over later down the line. And I think in campaign 2 there is a little bit of crossover from some NPCs. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what parts of the story get caught, what they change, how much of the D&D stream, cool like funny quirks and stuff that they have, how much of that will get included in the series. So yeah, looking forward to that one. I don't know when in 2025, it's sort of been hinted at and all but confirmed for 2025. I don't think we're going to get another series of The Legend of Vox Machina until 2026, so this would make a good stopgap between them, and I have my suspicions that the next season Legend of Vox Machina probably will be the last of that, of the stories of the campaign that we've got so far. So yeah, I think we'll get that next year. That sort of leads me on to my next thing that I'm looking forward to, which is the D&D 2024 rules. So very recently we've been playing around with the idea of a story and a few one-shots, probably turn into a mini-campaign that Gaz is going to DM, so it'll give Tom a chance to be a player, and me, Tom and Dave have all started coming up with our characters, writing backstories. Gaz is going to set it in Neverwinter, so we're going to be in the universe, in the Faerun universe, so there'll be a lot more sort of lore that you know and sort of you will be able to call back to than when we're playing in Heferia, which sort of on this point I am also very much looking forward to playing some more Heferia, because if you've been following along and watching us, you'll know that at this current point we've just been, there's this big thing that we've been working to try and prevent, but we didn't prevent, and it's sort of unleashed this disaster. And so there's all our characters are coming to terms with what that means and what's going to happen, and there's all these sort of story threads that we can now pull out that Tom's dangling in front of us. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where we go. So I'm looking forward to that story progressing in 2025. Hope you are too. And then my last pick would be another video game adaptation to the screen. It will be The Last of Us Season 2, which I know we've had confirmed for next year, but I don't think we've had an actual confirmation of release date again. But if you watch the first series, which again I recommend go and watch, it was a fantastic adaptation of the game. It managed to capture a lot of what made the game great, and the casting was really good. Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey were good as Joel and Ellie. The subtle changes that they did make to the story with the whole like Bill and Frank's episode and that whole change that they made there was great. Now, if you've played the second game, you'll know it was an incredibly divisive and emotive sort of story that they moved on from. So it wasn't I don't think it was well received to begin with because of the actual thing that happened. And I remember it was the most emotional I've got at a game before. But if they manage to capture that in the second series, it'll be so good, and it'll be interesting to see the reception of that from the people that don't know the game and don't know the story. People that have just seen the TV series, it'll be interesting to see, to get their takes on what happens if they stick to the story as it was in the game, and Yeah, so yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with that. Anyway, either way, it's going to be good. So yeah, my 5 was Fallout Season 2, GTA 6, Mighty Nein series, D&D 2024 rules, and continuing Etheria, of course, and also The Last of Us Series 2. So yeah, there's my 5. On to the next one.
Hello and Merry Christmas. I'm Tom, and these are the top nerdy things that I'm looking forward to in 2025. Now, first up is Marvel's Zombies. Now, this is a spin-off series which has come from the visually stunning Marvel's What If series, which is absolutely gorgeous and is wonderful. And one of the episodes did focus on what if there was a zombie outbreak in the Marvel Universe. Now, there was a comic book series on this, but they have decided that one episode in What If was not enough because it was truly terrifying, because superpowered zombies, what? So they've done a mini-series on this, which is going to hopefully coming out in October 2025, so I am going to be thoroughly looking forward to that. Now, next up is Doctor Who. Anyone who knows me knows that I am a massive Doctor Who fan. Now, I have loved Ncuti Gatwa's take on the Doctor, and I'm looking forward to seeing lots more of him, including this year's Christmas special, only, as far as I'm recording it now, next week. Crazy. So, looking forward to another season of his as well, hopefully coming out in May. Or March, I forget now, but anyway, whenever it's out, I'm thoroughly looking forward to seeing lots more of him and his take on it, and a special Russell T Davies as showrunner. Absolutely love his work. I'm looking forward to seeing lots more of that too. Up next is Daredevil. A new series been announced by Marvel. This is Daredevil Born Again, and we have been looking forward to Charlie Cox returning as Daredevil, and he's kind of cameoed in films and TV series within the Marvel Universe since it's moved over to Disney being the runner, and we've been wanting this for so long because it was so good when the series was a Netflix series, I believe. So that includes the return of John Bernthal as the Punisher, and we loving this and wanting so much more. We've been wanting more for a long time now, and we are so excited to have even more. Not entirely sure of when the release date is for that, but still, we know it should be some point this coming year. Looking forward to that. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Gritty, dark side of the Marvel Universe. Exactly what we want. Exactly what I want. Yes. Now, just recently, myself and Gaz have been playing lots of Quar. Now, yeah. This Quar's War, a fantastic game by Zombie Smith Games and War Games Atlantic. And we absolutely fell in love with the game. We absolutely adore its play style and the tactics involved with it. We had a game recently which we are going to be releasing as a battle report, so don't forget to like and subscribe and go check that out when it's released, because we are hoping to do lots more of exactly the same. Because, like I say, we love the game. I want to get my hands on more Quar, maybe even a tractor or two, which is their version of tanks. And, yeah, looking forward to using Gaz's absolutely stunning terrain as well. Keep an eye out for that, because he's amazing at making terrain. So, top of my list has to be Superman. James Gunn's Superman with David Corenswet as Superman. The trailer just dropped not long ago, so I'm going to be doing a trailer review of that. If it's already up, go check that out. But it looks absolutely amazing, with so many nods to other amazing characters within DC, such as Hawkgirl and Mr. Terrific, which these great characters that don't get much screen time, especially in the films. So we're looking forward to seeing lots more of them with some kind of huge budget behind them. looks visually great, and from the kind of looks of things, it looks to be a very touching on a lot of social topics as well, perhaps, of whether Lex is actually riling up the populace against Superman. But again, go check out my review. But I'm thoroughly looking forward to that, which I believe is out in July. That's right, I'm looking at it now, 11th of July this coming year. That's the UK release date anyway. Thoroughly looking forward to that. So my wild card that I want to throw in for 2025 is Babylon 5. Now, there's nothing announced for NH, but other than the writer of Babylon 5, Joe Michael Straczynski. Now, he has been. We know that he's written a pilot for a new Babylon 5 reboot. Now, that has been put forward to executives, and I know there's been a lot of issues trying to get that off the ground and trying to get it actually running. But we, as Babylon 5 fans, ever live in hope for good news that might actually begin the green light of being put into production or created, more writing, anything whatsoever. But we are thoroughly wanting more. So huge fingers crossed that we might get more than that. But otherwise, we sit and live in hope and await good news, because at the moment we're going to take no news as good news because it's not been completely killed off. So we'll see.
Hello, it's Christmas. I got my Grinchy jumper on. I got my Baileys. World is good. Top 5 then for next year. Things I'm looking forward to. In at number 5, Spider-Man. Universes Beyond Magic the Gathering. Yes, it is definitely happening. When? We don't know. Wizards of the Coast have not announced a definite date, but they have announced that it is definitely happening. So we are going to get Universes Beyond Spider-Man collection. How big it is, we don't know, but I would like to see a Mahusive collection. I would like to see some pre-con commander decks with Spidey as the commander, obviously, and then probably like Kraven and Venom and some of the real good villains as commanders. Lots of Spider-Man goodness. Maybe like roll out some other Marvel heroes. I think it's been done before. I think they've done. Have they? I've definitely got some Transformers. I don't think I've got any Marvel. Anyway, that's number 5, what I'm looking forward to. No date as yet, but it is definitely happening. I'm going to have some of that before I put it down. And at number 4, Stranger Things Season 5. When's it coming out? We don't know. I've picked a lot of stuff that I just don't know when it's coming out, but it is coming out next year, probably. They have wrapped up filming, so pre-production 10 months-ish, probably looking at around October. But the 5th and final season of Stranger Things, we're going back to Hawking. Everything's gone tits up. But, you know, expect more nerdy 80s D&D loveliness from the boys and girls of the Stranger Things crew. You know what I'm saying. It's the Baileys. In at number 3. Now, these last 3, I was really umming and ahhing where to put them because I'm very excited about all 3. But I've decided that in at number 3 is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Henry is coming back. Kingdom Come Deliverance has been, if not my favourite game of all time, definitely in the top 3. I've played through it many times. I've spent hundreds of hours on it. It is a stunning game. The combat's brilliant. It really is immersive. It's a full first-person, medieval, historically accurate combat game. The storyline's incredible. The acting is incredible. And it does carry on from the end of the first game, carrying on Henry's journey. If you haven't played the first game, get it. It's like £6 now. It's dirt cheap, but it's still one of the best looking games out there. It's phenomenal. You play as Henry, who's a blacksmith's son. I won't spoil the storyline, but things go a little bit awry, and he ends up living the life of a noble, basically, and working his way up the ranks from peasant boy to knight of the realm, and it's phenomenal. And then the sequel's coming out, and they've got all the original actors back, and it's looking stunning. That's Warhorse, and probably around April, Warhorse is saying, for the release of that one. So that one is a good one that we're looking forward to. In at number 2, this Quar's War. Now, if you have been watching any of our videos recently, you will know that we are well addicted to this game, the Rifler's Handbook, which is the small-scale skirmish game. Now, this Quar's War have been about for 30-odd years. but they've just signed a deal with Wargames Atlantic. That's Zombie Smith Games that make the game. Wargames Atlantic have just started mass producing it and really pushing it, and we're pushing it as well. We've got a deal with Wargames, and we've been chatting to Joshua Quineri, who is the creator of the Quar, through Facebook, and he's very excited about things that are coming. And he dropped a little hint, whether it was a hint or whether he should have said anything, we don't know, but we were discussing models and how me and Tom have got loads of models to paint for this battle that we were doing on our Nerd Retreat a few weeks ago, which will be coming up soon. And I said about having loads of models to paint and it being a skirmish game, probably didn't need that many. And Joshua said, and I quote, "You'll need all the models you can get your hands on because the rules for the large-scale battle are coming out soon." That's all he said. But this is the guy that created it. If he's saying it, it's happening. So it's looking like, whereas the Rifler's Handbook is like the Dead Zone or Kill Team game, small skirmish, we're looking at a big Warhammer 40k, Warhammer Fantasy style-y, big game. So probably army blocks rather than individual units. We're probably going to be looking at squads. We'll be looking at tractors, which is their tanks, which some of them have started coming out now for the smaller game, the Rifler's Handbook. The rules for the tractors have started coming out. Anyway, stay on the channel because undoubtedly we are the greatest Quar channel there is, and we're big supporters of them. And like I say, we've got this deal with Wargames Atlantic, so we will be pushing it like nobody's business, but that's something I'm very excited for. And keep your eye on the channel for the battle report from our game that we had recently, and a how to play. And there's other videos out already if you want to follow the links and buy yourself some Quar. That's all there. I just knocked my camera. In at number 2, oh no, that was number 2. In at number 1, oh, the last one, the big exciting one. So D&D. We all know that the new D&D rules have come out this year, and that's the Player's Handbook and the Dungeon Master's Guide. But what I'm excited for next year is the new Monster Manual, which is coming out in February. I didn't say the Quar to be announced. You know, I've not got no dates for any of this, but the Monster Manual, February, it is coming out. They've already put out, you can buy it already, you can pre-buy it, and it will come out in February. That's the digital version and the hardback version. I've already got the Monster Manual. No, I haven't. I've got the Dungeon Master's Guide, and I've got the Player's Handbook in hardback, and I'm writing a small campaign. So if you've been following us, Nerd D&D, we've been playing Tom's campaign for 3 years now, and we're not going to migrate to the new rules because it doesn't seem right. We've been playing the old rules. It seems wrong to change it now, so we're going to continue with that campaign. But I decided to write a one-shot using the new campaign, new rules, so we could create new characters using all the new subclasses and whatnot. So I have started writing a one-shot, which is probably going to be a two-shot, which will probably then turn into a campaign because I can't stop, I get carried away, but it's looking really good, and I'm very excited about the Monster Manual coming out so I can get some stat blocks for all the new nasty monsters that I'm going to throw at the boys. So that's my top 5. Wild card, it's not really a wild card, but it's another to be announced, and it might not happen because we know how things go, but Spider-Man Noir with Nicolas Cage. There's been a few talks, there's been a few supposed on set photos, so it looks like it definitely is happening, but when it will happen, is it going to be next year, is it going to be 2026, will it happen at all, will they do a Batgirl and just completely bin it, who knows, but I really hope it comes out. I think Nick Cage would be phenomenal, and that's my wild card. So that's it. Thanks for watching. We've been your Nerd Theorists. We'll try and get a few maybe little bits and bobs and possibly some shorts out over the next few weeks, but it's obviously going to quieten down. It's Christmas. We've all got families. We've got a lot going on. So if you don't hear from us again, have a very Merry Christmas. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check back Quar content, like I say, and links to Wargames Atlantic where you can buy your own Quar and all the jolliness of the season to you. We will be back in the new year with Daggerheart, Magic the Gathering leagues, new rules for D&D, old school D&D Hetheria carrying on. What's going to happen now? Will we get killed? Probably yes. Video games, so many. Have you played Marvel Rivals yet? Well, you should. Have you played Indiana Jones? Oh my god, that game's amazing. Have some of that. So this is all joyous stuff that's going to happen in 2005. Please join us. We will see you in the new year. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.